Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at where you can send your energy or what area of your life you can focus on right now. That will help bring things into fruition for you. So what I was actually shown in my mind's eye was like a seed being planted, and I wanted to bring in some sort of guidance on like where can you plant seeds right now, where can you put your focus, where can you put your energy that is going to help you. I know right now things are very up in the air energetically, and I just wanted to bring some guidance as to where to kind of root yourself in or anchor yourself in that would be beneficial. That can be anywhere, we're going to see in the reading, but you know, it could be internally in the sense of like certain areas of healing, or you know, connecting with the divine masculine, divine feminine. It could be more in the physical world, you know, grounding certain aspects into the physical world with your career, your work, creative ideas and things like that. But we're just going to see what comes through and bring some guidance there. So pile number one, we have the cockle shell. Pile number two, we have the, I call it the swirly shell. And pile number three, we have the, I call it the Gran Canaria shell because I got it from Gran Canaria, but yeah, that's what we have for pile number three. So see which shell you were drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile one, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what energies you can focus on right now that are going to be beneficial to you in the long run. What seeds can you plant energetically or even physically that are going to bring certain aspects into fruition. So you guys chose the little cockle shell. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get straight in. So pile number one, please, spirit guides, where should my pile number ones be focusing their energy right now? Where should my pile number ones be focusing their energy right now? Where would it be beneficial for my pile ones to be focusing their energy? I keep being taken to the arms and loads of tattoos on the arms. I don't know if you have tattoos. I could correlate to the reading. It could be that you guys connect really strongly with Atlantis, Atlantean energies or Syrian energies. Whenever they come through energetically, they tend to have loads of markings and tattoos all over their arms and body. So you could connect to the Syrian beings or Atlantis energy. That might even be very strong for you right now. Especially as we are currently moving towards Lionsgate, which is the 8th of which is the 8th of August, and I know that's when the veil is a little bit lighter and a lot of cosmic energy comes through. So you may be feeling that shift. I do feel for some of you guys, you may be being called right now to sit in reflection and allow specific downloads to come through from spirit, especially with these energies coming through quite strong. Yeah, I keep being taken to the crown chakra, and I have like a head wrap over my head, and it's like I'm taking it off and I'm opening it up and I'm channeling information through. So we'll get into that deeper, but I almost feel like your spiritual practices right now are being called to be placed in the forefront. Pile number, I keep being shown someone with a bowl of water in front of them as well and scrying with the water. That's another thing coming through. Pile, I feel like you guys are really connected to the stars and the transits, and I think you guys also really connected to the moon, because I keep being shown like my energy feels very strong and it's like a super moon and I'm feeling really intense, and then it's like the moon's waning and then energetically I'm being called to like fall back. You guys may be ruled by the moon. You may have a lot of Cancer in your chart. You could be a Cancer ascendant. You could have the moon in your first house. Pile number one, please, spirit guys, why should my pile number ones focus their energies right now? What would be, oh my god, guys, look what card just popped right out. We have the moon. I can't make this up. This literally just popped to the side of me. The moon. I keep saying it, the moon. Yeah, because do you know when I was saying to you guys, I was being shown like the bowl of water in front of you, and then like water. I was literally being shown the reflection of the moon in the bowl of water, which is why I was taken to the moon in the first place. And the moon is connected to the divine feminine, connecting with our intuition, connecting with spirit and our feelings and our emotional body. And I think that's why you're being called right now. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Where should my pile number 1s focus their energy right now? We have the Star. Where should my pile number 1s be focusing their energy right now? We have the Knight of Swords. Where should my pile number 1s be focusing their energy right now? Well, you have 2 lots. You have the Hermit and you have 2 of Pentacles. It's a lot of cards. Hold on a second. Okay, what do we have at the back of the deck? We have the Empress at the back of the deck, of course, Venus energy, divine feminine energy. Okay, pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Where should my pile number 1s be focusing their energy right now? The Moon, the Star, the Knight of Swords, the Hermit, the 2 of Pentacles. Don't rush over the next couple of months. Apologies for the noise outside, guys. I think it's the postman. Don't rush too much in the physical over the next couple of months. I want to say the number 3, so over the next 3 months. Right now, I wouldn't say necessarily you're being called into solitude, but I am being shown a lot of energetic shifts for you internally. Now, it's coming more so in the sense of, I see you, it's literally like an anchoring. I see you anchoring into a certain... Okay, this is what I'm being shown. I'm just going to show you what I'm being shown in my head. Otherwise, it might not make sense. I'm being taken to an ocean. I'm being shown you guys with your feet and then 2 ropes, and it's like anchors. The anchors are taking you to the bottom of the ocean, and you may be struggling while it's happening because you don't understand why you're being, grounded into a specific energy. And I see you floating all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, and as you get deeper, obviously the currents get stronger and stronger and stronger, but because you're connected to these anchors, they may be moving you a little bit, but you're really rooting with these anchors. They're like bringing you all the way down, and as you get deeper, yes, the currents are getting stronger, but the deeper you're going, you're starting to understand the currents and move with the currents while still being anchored to the ocean flow. So it's like the currents are moving you because you have those ties stuck to your feet, and you're kind of like a little bit higher than the anchors, but you're able to move with those currents. And those currents, it's almost like I'm being shown a rigid body, but then it's almost starting to move like an octopus. Like I'm starting to understand the move of the tides. I'm starting to understand the move of, the oceans, and I'm starting to flow with it. And while I was resisting before and I didn't understand why I was being pulled down here, now I'm actually understanding these currents a lot better. We're moving to the left, now I'm moving to the left, and now I'm, focusing on this side of my body. Then we're moving to the right, and now I'm focusing on this side of my body. Then it gets to a point where those anchors, they're no longer needed. So you let go of them, they come off of your feet, and then you start to move in the ocean as deep as you are, but you're able to understand the currents. You know when to lay down at the bottom of the ocean bed. You know when to duck for cover. You know when to ride a wave. You know how to move with those currents. And I think that's what's happening for you guys currently and over the next 3 months, in regards to maybe your subconscious, in regards to maybe moving certain energies through your body. I think that you guys are getting to know your body in a more intimate way in regards to your emotions. I see your body also kind of I can't even speak, kind of revealing maybe certain memories to you, or certain aspects to you, hidden aspects to you, because our bodies are made up of, I can't remember the percentage, I'm sure it's like 85% water, it may be more, it may be less, but I know we're made up of predominant water. Water remembers everything, and we always have pent up and stored memories in our body, frustrations, emotions we never expressed, trauma inside of the body, and there always comes a time when we've done enough healing, or we've done enough inner work where our body feels safe in order to release and show and bring these emotions to the surface, because the body remembers what it remembers. And I think maybe you guys have already been doing that. and maybe working through pent-up emotions, working through frustrations, working through you know, memories that are coming up that may not be so pleasant. I noticed that's a theme in the collective. It's definitely been happening for myself in ways as well. But this is different because it's almost like your body is starting to, I want to say, whisper and kind of quietly activate parts of you. How do I put this into words? Because this is kind of activate parts that are connected to your inner divine feminine, that are going to allow you to open up your vessel to, it's almost like your higher self is coming through stronger, like healing codes from spirit. Your Akashic records are opening, your intuition's opening even stronger, and being shown a rock like shattering so you can kind of see what's inside. Like it's almost like you've been clearing out so more wisdom can come through, so more abundance can come through, so more, it's like your brain's being tailored to look at life in a different way, in a way that's more abundant, in a way that's more freeing. But to do that, you've had to kind of like anchor yourself at the bottom and really maybe get swept away by the currents as your feet have been rooted at the bottom with these anchors. And of course that would be scary if you had two anchors connected to both of your feet and you're going all the way to the bottom. But once you understand the currents and you understand how it works, at first you're going to have a fight with the currents and you're not going to understand it, and you're going to cry and you're going to try and fight them. But after time, you're going to be at one with the currents and you're going to be moving with them. And in turn, when you take those anchors off your feet, because you're already grounded in that energy anyway, you'll be able to have a higher perspective of what's at the bottom of the ocean, because your eyes will have adjusted, your body will have adjusted, and you'll be part of that ocean, so you'll be able to see it as home. And that's why you'll be able to bring in new wisdom and look at things in a different way. And that's what's been happening for you guys energetically. I feel like maybe you're currently going through that moment where you're fighting the currents, or you're getting frustrated with the currents, but I see you tuning into, it's like waves of maybe grief coming up, or waves of anger coming up. And right now you're being called to really sit with that. You're being called to really give way to it and clear it out, because that's the currents I'm speaking about. And while you're doing that, you're being called to root into your physical body and really pace yourself right now. That's what the anchors were being shown as. You're being called to really pace yourself and sit still, because an anchor holds things in place too. So you're being called to sit still physically, not move too much physically right now. When I say not move too much, I don't mean sit on your hands and don't move. I mean like don't overexert yourself in other areas, especially if it feels like you're pushing against your own capacity. You're being called to root so these currents can come through, because then in time it's like you're understanding those currents, you're able to move with them, and then you're adjusting to it's quite interesting, because I'm almost being told this is also happening collectively, but you guys are feeling it deeply, because there's something about you and your connection to the moon or connection to the stars, like celestially. I think you have a really strong open crown, and I think that you guys are very in tune with your emotional body and your internal world, which is why you're feeling it a little bit deeper than most, because some people aren't as connected to their body. Some people haven't cleared certain parts of themselves to really infiltrate these currents yet. And it doesn't mean that you're above them or below. Everybody's moving at their own accord and doing what their soul's supposed to be doing. But I think that you have been working towards this clearing so that these currents can come in, and I think that's why you're feeling it a lot deeper, is because you're a lot more in tune. You could have a lot of Cancer placements. I would say Aquarius too. Cancer, Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces. I'm gonna say Virgo because the Hermit card's here as well. But as you're understanding, because you're right in the depths of it right now, as you're understanding how to move with these waves, it's almost like you're getting hip to it. Like you're becoming one with the waves, and now you're able to see from a higher perspective. There's wisdom gained, and that's when I see you guys like literally opening up and like I was shown like a rift in the sky, and then messages coming through, downloads coming through, certain psychic gifts breaking. But when I say psychic gifts, I'm not even given a name for the psychic gifts. Like, I feel like you may find certain spiritual gifts cracking that you may even Google and try and find out what they are, and no one's really spoken about that. Maybe it's not even recorded, because I see gifts breaking that you would have had in other lifetimes that not a lot of people know about in this lifetime, and maybe it's because you're meant to bring that through. And when I say you, I mean everybody watching this video may be part of a certain collective energetically that's bringing that through. Because obviously there's more than one of you guys watching, but I don't think you realize the rush. It's like a tsunami energetically happening for you right now of like clearing, bringing things in, clearing, bringing things in. And that's why you're being called to really anchor through. And it is happening collectively, but I think that there's almost this feeling of your vessel being clear. So I don't know, leading up to this, or maybe you're being called to right now, being careful what you're putting on your body, what you're putting on your skin, foods going into your bodies, maybe not being on social media, you being called away from social media as much, maybe being called from watching pick of cards and things right now. It's almost like I just feel like I'm opening up and I'm clear. So maybe you've been being called to do that, or maybe that's another part of the focus over the next couple of months, is clearing the vessel of anything that makes you feel heavy or dense, because I see you guys bringing information through, and I see that right now some of you guys may be feeling like this Two of Pentacles a little bit imbalanced, because there's a lot. It's like a ship that's tilted to its side. There's a lot of ocean references, and you know what, it's not even just, don't even think it's just going to be this reading. I've noticed a lot of ocean references lately and everything. I feel like the sea and the water is really calling out to a lot of people at the moment. But yeah, I'm being shown a ship tilted to the side. So it's like, you may feel like you're tilted to the side right now as like, maybe your shadow's coming up or your subconscious is coming up and things are being cleared. But like, as the tide goes out, the tide comes in, and the currents are always moving, so then that ship's going to be turned the other side, or that ship's going to be brought upright. And right now you're learning the swing of the pendulum and understanding the currents of what's going on right now, because energetically human beings are growing and evolving at quite a rapid pace at the moment, and we're gonna have to learn to work with those frequencies and energies. We're going to have to kind of think on our feet and learn to do that moving forward. And I think everyone's going to have to adapt to that. And I think you guys are really feeling the brunt of it. Maybe because you're meant to guide and aid souls that are open up to it and going through those clearings. You guys may be healers, empaths. That's what I'm being shown. Yeah, 100%. So let's pull some oracle cards. Right now you're meant to focus on your emotional body and listening to anything coming up, and grounding and rooting and clearing anything that's making you feel dense, because it's like you're making way for new energies to come through. Okay, let's pull your oracle cards. Pile number one. Where should my pile number ones focus their energies right now? What seed should my pile number ones be planting? And you may have in the past seen being productive as like doing physical things. Receiving and being in the state of flow is also being productive, because energetically you're clearing out a lot. You're being very productive even if you don't feel like it. You may not be called to do a whole lot. You may not be called to be at the gym right now. You may not be called to make a lot of physical moves right now, and you may be like, well, I don't feel productive, but energetically there's a wave clearing and then coming in. I would pay special attention to the moon cycles right now. If you menstruate, I would say to pay attention to your menstrual cycles right now, because I feel like whatever comes up, especially on a full moon, a new moon, or with your menstrual cycles, I feel like there's a lot of healing, and I feel like your body's trying to speak to you right now. And I think that's why you're being called into a level of silence right now, so you can hear your body's whispers and hear your emotions, listen to your emotions and feel your emotions deeply. It's like your body's speaking to you. Your emotional body is speaking to you. Pile number one. we have the palm tree, newfound power and prosperity awaits. Pile number 1, please, Spirit guides. We have the Sand Dollar. Prosperity is within reach. Okay, you have 2 lots of prosperities there. Pile number... we have the Sunset. The end of a cycle is approaching. Closure and completion. There's an anchor that was actually tying you down to an old paradigm. It's a mindset, it's a way of looking at life, or it's a way, how do I put this into words? It's going to be different for all of you, but there's almost I'm being shown something wedged. So like I'm being shown a physical body and then like an energy that's like circling round and round, and I feel like it's something that may have been causing a little bit of unhappiness, a little bit of maybe resentment is a word that's coming up, frustration or anger. That's being moved. You know when you massage a muscle and it hurts but it's a good pain because you know that it's being moved, that muscle is being moved. There's something, and I it's almost like the universe, it's like the universe is coming through as a large body of water and it's massaging that out, and you're feeling that at the moment. And I keep being shown something crushing, so it's like you may be feeling very frustrated or angry or choppy or like maybe very short-tempered at the moment because these emotions are coming up that were trapped, and they're making their way out. But this was in your frequency and having you look at life in a specific way, or having you look at a specific aspect of maybe abundance and prosperity in a specific way, and I see it being cleared out. And that's why we have at the back of the deck Sandcastle. It's only temporary because I feel like this phase that you're going through right now, what was trapped is making its way out. And I see it uncomfortable. I see a grief in the heart space. For some of you guys, I see anger. I see like I want to take my anger out, maybe go to the gym and like do a bit of, what's the punching the thing? What's it called? Boxing? Can't remember. I'm being shown that. I'm also being shown like I want to dance, but like aggressively. Like I really want to move my body about and run and jump. So that could be something as well to get energy out, because I feel like that's going to move your body and move that energy around and get it out. Yeah, there's something about that coming through quite strongly. Like I want to dance really fast, or I want to move my body. Like you're being encouraged to move your body to like a rhythm or dance, or it's like I want to jump about, like I'm on a trampoline and I'm jumping and energy's flowing through me. I'm like sprinting on a treadmill or sprinting down the beach, or I'm like, there's no cause to it. I'm just kind of throwing myself around on a beach, like just in the sand, and it's like that energy and that current seem like it's moving around me, and it's coming out of my body. So you may be being called to do that right now. Yeah, that's another thing coming through. Newfound power and prosperity awaits. Prosperity is within reach, because I feel like once that's out, that's going to close a cycle of something that you were stuck with, an area of your life that you're aware of that you were feeling resentment towards, or anger or frustration. I see that coming out, and then it's like you're having a new look, and then something comes in. There's something there trying to get your attention, and that's why you're being called to really listen to your body right now. But this feeling is only temporary. So this current that you're feeling right now at the bottom of the ocean, it is only temporary. Any guidance for my pile number ones right now? Spirit guides, any guidance for my pile number ones? Sorry, Luna. I just dropped the card on her head. Sorry, baby girl. I love you. She's currently sitting to the side of me. I love you, princess. So we have contentment. Pile number, we have turn away. And one more card, please, for guides. Guidance for my pile number ones right now. Trust. Back of the deck, we have solitude. And as you see, she's in solitude. The ocean is all around her. She's sitting there. There's waves that almost look like they're going above her head. So you're really being called to pay attention to any distractions that are coming up to try and get you out of your energy right now, because I almost feel like you may be being a bit, or feeling a little bit tested right now, where things are pulling you out of your energy. They may feel like currents as well, but you're being called to really let your body release and speak to you, you know? Why do we have contentment and then turn away? It's almost like I'm looking at something and I'm waiting for a different outcome, and then I'm using like a frustration and an anger to allow that fuel to almost like kick it away. Like, I don't even want that anyway, I'm not waiting for it. And then opening up to the universe and spirit with trust, like, I'm open to what you have to offer me. I trust that you've got a better plan for me, sort of thing. So if you've been waiting for a different outcome in something, or you've been waiting, you know, maybe for an apology, or you've been there's like a stuck feeling, and it's like, why that person and not me? Or why do I have the short end of the stick? Or why is this not working? And it's almost like I'm using that frustration to, it's almost like I'm pushing it out. Like, again, I'm throwing my body around, I'm moving my body around really vigorously, I'm getting it out. And it's almost like I'm chucking everything in the air and going, F it. And I'm looking to the universe and I'm like, look, I trust you. I'm going to fall into the divine feminine energy with the Empress here at the back of the deck. I trust you. I'm turning away from waiting. You know what I mean? Waiting for something to come in. I trust, and I'm open to what it is that I deserve and what I'm ready to receive. And then it's almost like those anchors then, because you're understanding the currents. It's like, I'm not going to fight against these currents anymore. I'm just going to flow with them. I'm starting to flow with them. So now the anchors have let go, and now I'm able to swill with these, to move with these anchors, to move with these currents. And now I'm being taken over here, and now there's like a massive treasure chest over here, and this is what I wanted. And that's why I was being called this way, and that's why maybe I had to wait, or that's why nothing was working before, because I was looking in a completely different area and I wasn't listening to my own internal currents. So that's coming through, and that's why we had two cards of prosperity, because it could be like a move in career, or shift in career, or it could be in regards to love, opening up in love, or it could just be a mindset of life. Maybe you've been feeling really down and out, and Spirit's been trying to shift your perception, and that's what's going on. So there's a lot happening for you guys energetically. I think that you guys are going to be downloading a lot spiritually. And I think that you guys are starting to really come into tune with your own body now, but your body is trying to speak to you and whisper to you. Your emotional body is as well. So you're being called to sit clear and feel into these emotions and these currents, and listen to your physical body right now and what it wants to do, maybe what it wants to eat as well. Yeah, so pile number one, that's what I have for you guys. You're being called inward, internally. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it resonated. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what energies should you be focusing on right now, and what seeds should you be planting that are going to be beneficial for you. So you guys chose this swirly shell. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 2, please spirit guides, pile number 2. Where should my pile number 2s be focusing their energy right now? We have the Strength card reversed. Where should my pile number 2s be focusing their energy right now? Where should my pile number 2s be focusing their energy right now? Oh, okay. We have the High Priestess. Where should my pile number 2s be focusing their energy right now? Page of Swords. Where should my pile number 2s be focusing their energy? Ten of Pentacles. Have you been comparing yourself to people lately in different aspects? It could be financially, it could be spiritually, it could be in regards to like physical aspects like homes, cars, things like that. It could be in regards to confidence, or looking on social media and people feeling like people are more advanced or people are more confident than you. There's a feeling of that. Ace of Cups. Because first off, I'm being told, we have the Sun at the back of the deck. First off, I'm being told to reference a quote that I love. I don't actually know the quote word by word, so I always do my own little twist on it. And that's when you have flowers in a garden, all of the flowers have their purpose, and you don't see a poppy look at a daffodil or a rose and go, I wish I looked like that, I wish I looked like that, because the poppy is beautiful in its own way and it has its purpose. The rose is beautiful in its own way and it has its purpose. The sunflower does, the tulip does, the daisy does, and so on and so on. They all have purpose. They all grow in different ways. They're all different colors. They all look different. They're all just as beautiful. And we never look at a poppy and a sunflower and go, this one's better than this one, this one's better than this one. They all just bloom and we love them regardless. And that's what I'm really being shown, because I almost feel like I feel like I'm telling myself I'm behind. I feel like I'm telling myself that I should be way more advanced. Like, say now you guys are connected to spirit, you may look at people and think, oh well, I should be way more advanced like this person, or I haven't got all of the tools that this person has. And I always say some people can do more with a glass of water than another person can do with all of the tools. And even on the spiritual journey, we all have different avenues and different ways of tailoring our own gifts and packaging them into the world. We're all needed. There could be like 100 tarot readers, but they're all going to have certain past lives, certain pieces of wisdom, the lives that they've had, you know, the wisdom that they've gained in this current life, the way that they look at life, all of the ways that they read, all of the ways that they bring messages through is going to be different and tailored. There's no one better than the other. Sure, certain people are going to resonate with one than the other, but for where one person resonates with one person, they're going to resonate with somebody else, and so on. Everybody's needed. Everybody is needed. You are needed. And that's in any aspect. It's not just spiritually. And I think that right now you may be looking at certain people's advancements or not feeling like you have X, Y, and Z together, but you are walking your own path and you are walking your own journey. And when you look back at your life so far, you are going to be able to see why certain things had to go the way that they did and what certain things taught you. Look back at like a certain lesson that might have been a little bit hard for you and look at what it taught you and look at how it propelled you forward. We are always given what we need when we need it. And I think that for you guys specifically right now, I feel like a lot of you guys may have been focusing internally. So you guys may have been doing some healing. You guys may have been maybe going to therapy, because I'm hearing therapy, or counseling, or doing spiritual work, doing shadow work. That takes a lot of guts and that takes a lot of energy to clear and work through. Whereas on top of that, then you may feel like the societal pressure to have X, Y, and Z, this car, this nice car, this home, this amount of money, but you're doing two things at the same time. You know, you could have people and peers around you and they could be, yeah, okay, they could be advancing in regards to they could have like a really big home or something like that, but all they had to focus on was getting that home. Whereas you guys have been focusing on getting that home and clearing energy, maybe, and working on yourself spiritually, and maybe going through hardships and having to climb over that. You know, there's a lot that's been going on for you, and I keep being shown somebody energetically that's moved so much weight, which makes me feel like you've been doing shadow work or healing. You've moved so much weight energetically, and then you're looking at someone that's just physically had opportunities present themselves and then going, I'm not where that person is. But you're forgetting how much you've done internally. You're forgetting how much you've evolved. Like, I'm being told, look at the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 3 years, even a year. Look how much you've changed. Look how much you've grown. Because you've done so much work on yourself. And I think that's where Spirit's really calling you to. It's almost like I want to look in the mirror and appreciate how far I've come, and almost look back at how far I've come and what I've already achieved. Yes, okay, I might not have this sorted or that sorted or this physical thing sorted, or I might not have a relationship right now, or I might not have that car that I want right now, but look how much I've already cleared. Look how much I've already worked through. look at the way I look at life now. Look how much more happier I am, or look how much more free I am than before. You're on your own journey. And even sometimes when we look at people and they may have X, Y, and Z and we compare, sometimes those people aren't even happy with what they have. You see people all the time and they have all the money in the world and they're just not very happy. I've turned into celebrities that have, you know, been like millionaires or billionaires, and I'm like, wow, you're not happy at all. Like, you know, you're not. And it's almost like they're filling their life with physical things, but they're not content. They're not happy. And I'm not saying like money, not to strive for money, because money can be free and money can be liberating. However, what I'm trying to say is you've already done so much. Don't look at yourself as not being enough, or not having done as much as maybe people around you, when they've only ever really had to focus on the money, or they've only ever really had to focus on bringing something physical in. They might not have had to focus on some of the things you've had to go through. You know, you've had to work on both, and I'm being told you're doing a tremendous job having to work on both. You know, it's like you've got this massive rucksack on and you're still pretty much at the top of the mountain. You know what I mean? Whereas, yeah, okay, people might be at the top, but they're not even carrying luggage up. They haven't even got all these weights attached, you know? And I think you're doing a really, really beautiful job, and you're being asked not to compare, because it could be something or someone that you're comparing to, and it may not be all that it's meant to be. You may have like a desire for something that somebody else may have, but it could be smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? And also, I think sometimes we look at people and they have a lot of things, but we don't know what they had to sacrifice to get there too, you know? Sometimes I get people that will say to like myself, oh, how do I channel like this, and how do I do this, and how do I do that? And I'm like, I've sat with my darkness so many times and purged and cleared and cried, and I have days where I'm just moving the heaviest emotions through, and it might look, oh wow, bringing information through or whatever, but I've had to sacrifice a lot to bring certain things through as well, and I've had to purge and clear and learn very hard lessons to attain certain wisdom. You know what I mean? And it may look easy, but it's hard, and I feel like that would pertain to you guys too watching this, because I feel like you guys have very beautiful hearts, very giving hearts, and you understand people very deeply, but I think that you've had to also see a lot of darkness and go through a lot of purging and clearing, and had your heart broken a few times to reach that abundance there. And that's where you're being called not to compare, or look at somebody's smoke and mirrors and want that. It's almost like focus on your current path. You're doing amazing, sweetie. You're doing extremely well. And I keep being shown for the Page of Swords like sword in the stone. Energetically, everything's very much in alignment, I'm being told, and right now you're being called to really look in that mirror and look at the person that got you where you are. Really look in the mirror and look at the person that got you out of your darkness. Really look in the mirror and look at the person that brought you here, you know, because that person's in the mirror, that person's you, and you're being asked to really pour that love into you and really pour that gratitude into yourself for getting you this far, because I feel like you've done such tremendous work. I see you balancing two things, like I see like internal work and then physical work. You're being asked not to compare yourself to people that might have got a head start. You're being asked to not compare yourself to people that may have had it a little easier physically. You know, they might have made big advancements physically, but internally they might not have made the advancements that you have. So don't compare yourself, because you've done so much work on yourself. You're being asked to credit yourself, and really work on self-love and pouring that love into you. And also, you know, if you see people and you know they might have gone through things, or they're in the same journey as you, they may also have gone through a lot of you know, battled a lot of demons and gone through a lot of inner work to get there too. So don't compare. You know that saying, and it's like, don't compare your chapter 5 to somebody's chapter 20. You're being asked not to compare there as well, because for all the work you've already done internally and externally, you're already acing it. You know what I mean? You're already like, you're winning, like you're already acing it. You've already done so well, and the universe is almost like asking you to see how far you've come and see the abundance and how far you've come, and look in that mirror and rejoice in how much you've grown and how much you've evolved and how much you've already made it. Because I feel like sometimes you might reach the top of a hill and then be like, oh, I need to get to that hill, and now that hill, and now that hill. And you're being asked to really sit where you're at and applaud yourself for getting this far. Put that medal around your neck and really celebrate how far you've come. Because even if you're not exactly where you want to be yet, you've still made it so far, and you deserve to rest, and you also deserve to celebrate that. Because I keep being told for you to look back to like a year ago, or look back to 6 months ago, or look back to 3 years ago. Look at the person you were then and look at the person you are now, and it's like you have so much to celebrate within yourself and rejoice within yourself. You've come so far. Please don't put yourself down for not being even further when you've already exceeded expectations. You've already come so far. Please celebrate yourself and see who's brought you here, and see that light in yourself, and see that beauty in yourself and that strength in yourself. Because I keep seeing you almost looking over yourself and feeling like you should be elsewhere when you've done like tremendous work. Look at this, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. The abundance is here, the abundance is now. Because I keep being told some of you guys may have brought things to fruition that you would have like only dreamed of 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. And that's why you're being called to celebrate. I feel like sometimes you don't give yourself time to celebrate and pull back into you, and that's where your energy is being called to right now. Because I also think in celebrating where you're currently at and looking up at where you're currently at, I feel like that's going to give you then ammunition to push further later on down the line. But right now you're being called to really take in everything around you, and really bask in that and celebrate yourself. Maybe take yourself out to eat, buy yourself something nice, because I really do feel like you deserve it. But there's almost this feeling of like, if I go and do that, I feel like I shouldn't because I'm not where I need to be. But I feel like when you first set out on the journey, it's like there was a post at the top of this hill. You got to the top of the hill, and instead of celebrating, you almost grabbed the post, stuck it over your shoulder, and then went up the next hill, grabbed the next post, put it over your shoulder, and now you're like 5 mountains up, and you're going, oh, I'm not on the 6th mountain or the 7th mountain, when somebody just took a helicopter to the top while you were walking the whole time. And it's almost like, why am I not up there like with them? And it's like, look how far you've come. You've literally got these 5 posts that you've just reached over your shoulder, lugging them, and you've just aced this, that. You just cleared this, that. You just maybe cleared a karmic cycle. You just cleared karma from your ancestors. Maybe you've just, healed something. Maybe you've just physically landed a specific job or passed this test that you were struggling to pass. You've done all of these things, and it's like you haven't celebrated, and it's like we want to celebrate. You deserve to be celebrated. You've done so much. Pile number 2. If you hear noises, it's Luna snoring. Pile number 2. Let me grab your card. It just jumped off the bed. Sorry, Looney. Sorry, baby girl. We have Birds of Paradise, embark on a new adventure. Pile number 2, please, Spirit Guides. Messages from pile number 2s. Spirit Guides, where can they put their energy right now and focus their energy right now? We have the Seahorse. Follow your intuition. You're on the right path. Pile number 2, please, Spirit Guides. Pearl. Wisdom is found in truth. On the back of the deck, you have Sunset. The end of a cycle is approaching. Closure and completion. I don't think you realize as well how many cycles you've closed. I feel like you went on this path and you were like, I'm just going to close this cycle and open a new one. So you did it. Then you opened another cycle and closed another one. Then you did it again. Then you did it again. Then you did it again. And I've just gone through about 20 doors. Because I've done more than I even expected to. Like, I've really just gone farther than I even thought that I would. I don't know if you've been on like a self-love journey, a healing journey, a spiritual journey, just doing inner work, or you've been really pushing on getting yourself to a specific area in your life. But I'm being told that the journey you set foot on, you took it even further. Like it's like I'm being shown sword in the stone, and like somebody pulling the sword out of the stone, and it's like you've been on a journey. I don't think you realize how many doors you've closed and how many doors have opened. I don't think you've realized it. And that's why you're being called to look in the mirror and look back and be like, wow, I did that. I feel like as well, some of you guys may have cleared something that you've been stuck on since like a past life for some of you guys. And you aced it and was just like, okay, on to the next. And I see your spirit guides like, you've just been stuck on that for about 5 lifetimes and you just cleared that. Or even ancestors, like, you know, I'm seeing ancestors really struggling to clear something or work through something, and then you incarnate and just like unravel it, and it's like, right, next. And they're like, how did you do that? Like, that's gone on for generations and no one was clearing it, and you just boom, done it. Like, what? And you just keep going and going and going. And it's like, pat yourself on the back. Like, that's what you need to be doing right now. You need to be basking in where you're currently at and patting yourself on the back and giving yourself maybe well-needed rest, or giving yourself that celebration because you deserve it. Because I keep being shown you celebrating. It's almost like I'm eating like a 3-course meal and I've got a crown on my head and like Spirit's putting a medal over me. And then while that's happening, it's like my car is being, the car that I've been taking, the car is being fueled up. So you may be being called to rest a little bit, or just pour into yourself right now. Celebrate with yourself right now. Even if it's something little, just celebrating with yourself and how far you've gotten right now before you jump on to the next then, you know, run up the next hill, because I think you've done so much already. And maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck or down and out because you just ran up 5 hills. You just closed a bunch of doors and opened more. You've just broken through a bunch of walls. Like, you just done a lot, you know? And it's like, let's breathe and bask, you know? Bask in where we are. Embark on a new adventure. Yeah, because I feel like you're about to run towards something new soon, but Spirit wants you topped up, and they want you almost like ignited before you do that, in regards to pouring into yourself first. Follow your intuition, you're on the right path. Yeah, Pearl, wisdom is found in truth. The seeds right now are pouring in and self-loving yourself in a very chill way right now, connecting with your inner child right now, and really basking in what it is you've, you know, if you've in the past couple of years got a new car, take yourself out for drives in that car and give yourself the gratitude that you got this car, you work for this car, and now you can drive about and be wherever you want. If you've just got a house, even if there's not a lot of furniture in it right now, you just got a house. You just got a house. You know what I mean? You just got yourself here. Dance in that house. Like, give you, you know, I'm being shown somebody just sitting there in like a room and there's not even furniture there, but I'm like saying thank you to myself and I'm feeling that gratitude. Or I've just cleared the biggest wound ever. Like, oh my god, like I need to go take myself out and treat myself. Like, look what I've just done. You know what I mean? I need to go and dance down by the beach and just have time out to myself. Like, I really need to sit in the weight of what I've just cleared. I think there's so much that you've done and you almost bypassed it, and Spirit's like, celebrate yourself. Pour into you. Show your inner child, you know, how far you've come and what's here. Because at one point you were, you know, you were dreaming of it, or you were trying to align with it, or you were trying to jump to a paradigm you're currently on. And that's why you're being called to really sit with where you are and enjoy the luxury of what it is. You know, if you have a little bit of money to spare, you know, treat yourself. You deserve to, you know, buy things that you enjoy. Especially if you know, have that money there. You deserve to get that top that you wanted, or that dress that you wanted, or that perfume that you wanted. You deserve to do that. We have inner knowing. This is guidance from your spirit guides now. We have inner knowing. I'm hearing Why Aren't You Smiling by Jhené Aiko. Yeah, that's a message from Spirit, the song Why Aren't You Smiling. I'm hearing you have got to trust the signs, everything will turn out fine. Pile number 2. Oh, sorry, Lumi. just hit her paw. We have acceptance. One more card, please, Spirit Guides. One more card. Messages from pile number 2s. Spirit Guides. Guidance from pile number 2s. Spirit Guides. We've got 2 that just flopped over. We have gentleness. We have gentleness and we have light. Which is guidance from your Spirit Guides right now. I think you know, because I think that you apply pressure to yourself to get you where you need to go, and I think you know that you are about to approach another hill, but when we know we have a big day the next day, you know, a big day ahead the next day, we get the rest that we need, and we chill out because we know the next day is going to be eventful. That's where you're currently at. So trust the universe right now, and trust Spirit that energy you need, it's within you. Pour into yourself and be gentle right now, and really bask in everything that you've done for yourself right now. That's you at your pit stop. Pour in that light that you give out back into yourself to be charged and ready to move to this next phase. And you may even find that as you're pouring back into yourself and you're, aligning with that gentle energy, you may find that the universe has a twist up its sleeve in regards to how you're getting up to the top of that mountain, because that's what I have you with, like, the lighthouse here. So pour into you right now, because I know you guys are quite psychic and you can feel that there's another hill about to come in, but if you're tired or you haven't got that light and that ammunition that you would have had in your other journeys, it's going to be a little bit hard. You're going to feel like you're pushing against a current, and that's where you're being called to chill. But also pour into yourself, because I think that your own light is your own ammunition. And Spirit really want you to see yourself the way they see you, and really see the strength and resilience and like how far you've come and the light that you give out. It's almost like we want you to have that back within you. That's your fuel. Pour it back into yourself right now. Watch that movie, take yourself out to eat, listen to those songs, like chill for a sec. You'll know, because you'll feel that ammunition boil up when you're ready to climb up that hill. Tend to yourself right now. And celebrate. I keep wanting to say that. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. So pile number 2, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at where you can focus your energy right now that will be beneficial for you. What seeds can you plant right now that will be beneficial? So you guys chose the Gran Canaria shell. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll move into your oracle cards. I will have some guidance from your spirit guides at the end as well. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s. Where should my pile number 3s be focusing their energy right now that will be beneficial? Where should my pile number 3s be focusing their energy right now that will be beneficial for them? Solar plexus. I'm being taken to your solar plexus. Let me just get the cards down. Pile number 3. Where should my pile number 3s be focusing that energy right now that will be beneficial for them? 2 of Wands. We have the 4 of Pentacles. One more card, please, spirit guides. Where should my pile number 3s be focusing their energy right now? And the Magician. Back of the deck, you have the 7 of Swords. Okay. Have you been having imposter syndrome recently? Have you been feeling like I am feeling some levels of like unworthiness. It's to do with the clearing though. It's because I when I opened up to your energy, I was being taken to the solar plexus. So let me just get into the energy a second, because that's where I'm being taken. Feelings of disempowerment, feelings of insecurities, moments and memories where you felt like you had your power taken away from you, where you didn't feel good enough. They're rear in their head, not to goad you, not, you know, just to come up for no reason. They're coming up for clearing. Your body is ready to acknowledge them and sit in that feeling of disempowerment. I feel like you guys know this, but I'm going to say it. When we sit in a feeling and we allow it to pass, it then flows out. Whenever we feel a feeling like that, it's because it's being moved within us. It's no longer wedged or trapped within our subconscious or deep within our physical body. Energetically, it's coming up and it's being moved, and it's coming to the surface and our conscious mind, ready for release. And I think that's what you guys have been doing. However, when there's a clear out, it's because there's room to put things in. I remember at the beginning of my channel, I always used to talk about when we have a new home or we have new furniture coming into the home, we have to get rid of the old furniture in order to bring the new in. So those wedge feelings of disempowerment and insecurities, and maybe, you know, a feeling of like low self-worth, maybe even frustrations and angers there too. They may have been having you look at life in a certain way, having you look at yourself in a certain way, and your own empowerment in a certain way, and how maybe you approach your goals, love, relationships, and other people, or maybe how you step into the world. That's now being cleared. It's currently being cleared and it's on its way out. So what's going to happen is, with that clear out and getting rid of the old furniture, we now have new furniture coming in. The great thing then is you decide what new furniture goes in. So where I would say for you guys to focus your energy right now is on taking a look at where you feel empowered and what makes you feel good, and really making those physical shifts and internal shifts to get yourself there. And that could be different for all of you. Do you feel good when you you know, when you dress a certain way, when you show up for yourself in a certain way, when you have your hair a certain way, when you talk to yourself a certain way? Think of time periods in your life where you felt good and you felt like everything was aligning for you and you felt $1 million. What were you doing? Were you painting? Were you using certain creative outlets and expressing yourself through them? Was that helping you? Was that making you feel good? You know, were you standing up for yourself more? Were you speaking up for yourself more? Were you showing out a lot more? Were you out and about a lot more and being seen a lot more? What were you doing? And what is it that makes you feel good? What is it that makes you feel confident? What is it that makes you feel empowered? You know, I see some of you guys looking at your skills in the sense of like taking courses, self-improvement. Like I see a lot of that, and you guys putting your energy there and focusing there. And when I say, so, you know, improvement, it could be, let me think, it could be, you know, setting up a course in regards to business and making certain money moves and getting out there in that way. It could be the way you express yourself. I know a lot of people say, oh, that's a little bit egotistical in regards to like makeup and clothes and stuff like that. But when we think of makeup, clothes, or anything like that, it's a form of expression, fashion, and you know, styling clothes in a different way, and like thrifting and putting outfits together, or putting makeup together, or putting content out, you know, on social media, or photography, or, you know, interior design, and all of that. That's a way of expressing ourselves. That's a way of tapping into our confidence and tapping into what makes us feel like us, and expressing those parts of ourselves, and that can make us feel more empowered and aligned. And I see you guys over the next couple of months being called into looking at what makes you feel empowered and what makes you feel good about yourself, and really applying yourself there. It could be that you cut back on a couple of things to focus somewhere. It could be that you get your head focused in the gym. It could be that you get your head focused in regards to saving up money to drop it on something, you know, that would help liberate you or free you in some way. It could be like putting a deposit down for a house, or, you know, getting a car or something like that. Like I see you guys making moves and shifts that are gonna make you feel $1 million and make you feel empowered. You know what I mean? So think about the next 6 months. Think about what you'd like to achieve in the next 6 months and what would make you feel good. What are you doing in the next 6 months? Are you, do you have a specific job? Have you mastered something? Have you passed a course? Have you, been in the gym and working on your physical body? Have you been, expressing yourself through art? Have you been expressing yourself through, clothing and styling? Do you have a tattoo? Like little things like that, even the tiniest things like that. You're being called to envision that version of yourself in 6 months and really making the necessary shifts to achieve those goals, whether that's saving money, heading to the gym, whether that's buying a bunch of paints and canvases and spending time with yourself in that way. It could be in regards to your spiritual side, you know what I mean, and really connecting with your spirit, connecting with spirit and connecting with your spiritual gifts and working on those. And do you have a bunch of tarot decks in your hand in 6 months time? Like, what is it that you have? You're being called to look at that, look at where you're going to feel empowered, and then start making those necessary moves towards that. For some of you guys, there's a huge focus on skill or passing a course or having like a certificate in the hand, whatever that may mean. So you're being called to, like, I wouldn't say fall back, but really sit with your energy right now and sit with what makes you feel empowered. And then really make a to-do list, and write down what it is you want to achieve. And when I say what it is you want to achieve, like baby steps. So for example, if you want to be driving, you haven't got your driving test yet sorted, definitely don't go jump in a car and drive that around, because that would be illegal. You want to save money right now to buy a car. You want to save money right now to put on driving lessons and all of the above. And that's what I'm being called for you guys to do right now. If it's the gym that you're wanting to do, maybe you haven't been to the gym in a while, definitely don't go sprinting and running straight away. Work yourself up. Think, tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this for 30 minutes and I'm going to get my energy accustomed to that and work on it. And those baby steps are going to get you where you are. I think that over the next year to 2 years, you guys are going to be very focused on the physical world and bringing manifestations in, and making manifestations concrete. I feel like with the Magician card here, energetically you have already been doing that. You've been aligning with that, and I think there's been a purge in order to clear away and make way. So maybe you have been isolating for some time. Some of you guys have been working on yourselves. Sorry guys, there we go. Some of you guys have been working on yourselves internally to make room for that newness to come in. And that's where we see this little paradigm shift here. So it's like we've been aligning, we've been clearing with the Four of Swords, maybe we've been resting, maybe we've been hermiting, and right now we're jumping from one side of the world to the other, one paradigm to the other, in order to bring these physical manifestations in. So with the Four of Pentacles, it's like, where do I need to focus and filter my energy right now? What's draining my energy? What's keeping me stuck? What's keeping me feeling disempowered? And where can I pull that in? Have I been staying up late and maybe just being a little bit directionless? Maybe I needed that at the time because I needed to clear, I needed to sit with my energy, but now my energy's starting to shift. And if you're feeling a little bit musty, or there's like a cluster, I don't want to say the word I was going to say because I'm not allowed to swear. There's been a bit of a clustered energy in your mind space. That's where you're being called to shift your energy and hone in on focus right now. And where to focus your energy is to really look at where you'll feel liberated in 6 months' time, where you'll feel confident in 6 months' time. That's where you want to push your energy and really filter your energy there to bring that in. With the Four of Pentacles, we're holding, let me put this into words, because whenever I look at a card I bring in the energy, but then I'm not told anything, and then the meaning of the card goes out of the window because it's like I'm seeing the card deeper and then I forget. But with the Four of Pentacles, what we're doing is we are holding on to resources, we're holding on to our energy. We're holding it tight. We're keeping our cards close to our chest. We're holding it in. And we're only going to put our energy where it's going to create abundance, where it's going to create fruition, where it's going to create empowerment, because we have the Magician next door here. So I feel like you're being called to bring your energy from where you've been feeling drained and pour it into where it's going to make you feel empowered. So let's pull some more cards. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Is somebody sucking on a mint? I feel like I'm tasting a mint. You know, like them Hamburg mints. Are they called Hamburg? They're like black and white stripes. I'm sure that's what they're called. I feel like I've got one in my mouth. So some of you guys may be sucking on a mint or something like that, like a Polo. You know, like the hard candy sweet sort of things. That's what I just tasted in my... Or it could be that mint, like the actual mint leaves, they may be beneficial for you right now. So we have the Mermaid card here. Embrace change, transformation, adaptability. Yeah, I think that there's doorways opening up to you right now because of this clearing that you've just had. The clearing opened the doorway for the newness to come in, and you're being called to ride that wave where you need to go next and what you need to focus on, especially if you've been feeling disempowered lately or insecure. Pile number 3, we have rainbow. A miracle or epiphany is in the forecast. Maybe seeing rainbows a lot because you could have cleared out a cycle. I remember right before my Kundalini awakening, I was clearing a lot and I saw rainbows everywhere. Everywhere I turned, like huge rainbows constantly. For about 4 or 5 months I was seeing them. Pile number... Oh, you have 2. One went one way and one went the other way. We have the palm tree. Newfound power and prosperity awaits. Yeah. You're coming into a phase in your life of empowerment. And you're being called to align that with that physically. And then we have the manatee. It's time to let go and move on. What's holding you back? So take a look at where your energy is being drained a little bit right now. Take a look at where, you know, you may be doing things that are making you feel disempowered. And slowly maybe even weaning yourself off that, especially if it's something that's been in your frequency for some time. If you're used to like gaming or used to doing certain things with your energy and having your energy go somewhere, take your time and be gentle with yourself, but slowly weaning yourself off that and doing things and replacing them with things that make you feel empowered. I feel like that's what's really going to help that shift. On the back of the deck, you have the Sand Dollar. Prosperity is within reach. I think you're about to achieve something. Or really come into that level of empowerment where you feel very good and feel very confident, and you deserve to feel that way. You deserve to feel confident. You deserve to feel secure. You deserve to, you know, look in the mirror and love what you see, or look at your life and love what you see. You deserve to see that beauty in yourself. You deserve to feel confident and feel empowered. You deserve those. That's in your birthright. And maybe in the past you were taught that that wasn't the case, but you've been clear in that now, and now you're making room for that empowerment to come in. I see a lot of self-love and a lot of self-worth being a focus over the next 3 months, and you're being called to pour all of that into you right now. A miracle or epiphany, yeah, closing out a chapter. Newfound power and prosperity awaits. Yeah, and letting go of anything that's making you feel disempowered. Self-love and pouring into yourself in regards to self-worth. I think that's the seeds that you're being called to plant right now. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Guidance from pile number 3, spirit guides, please. We have move forward. We have communication. Oh, your card just jumped out nice for me. That was nice. Awareness as well. The back of the deck, we have light. I feel like Spirit's assisting you here. you may be feeling like you've gone through a setback recently with all of these insecurities coming up, but it's not a setback. It's literally removing it out so you can run forward the way you need to. It's basically like getting that big rucksack off your back so you can run forward more freely without the weight of that baggage, because before you were moving with that baggage and now it's being taken off, so you can really run. And that's what we have in the move power, because I feel like Spirit's assisting you. You are being asked to call out to your spirit guides for guidance if you're feeling a little bit stuck with something that's keeping you stuck in an old energy. So if there is something in your life you're like, I'm having a hard time letting go of this, ask your spirit guides to help move that for you. They will assist you. Communication. Why do we have communication? Yeah, that's why Spirit's saying communication, to speak to Spirit, because I feel like they're gonna be able to guide you through that. I would say to make a 6-month plan right now, to be honest with you. I would say to go into meditation, connect with your spirit guides or higher self, and make a 6-month plan moving forward, because I see big shifts for you. I see a lot of focus in the physical world, and within, you know, your physical body, making improvements in your home and career and everyday life. It's like everyday life. It's like morning routine, evening routine, that sort of thing. Awareness. Yeah, and I see you guys really, it's almost like I'm being shown crossroads, but it's almost like I'm sitting there and I feel like I'm being called to, I can see where my energy wants to go, where my energy wants to go back to factory settings, but I'm being shown where my energy can go. And it's not like I'm making that choice. Like, I could sleep in, but I could also get up and do that thing that I wanted to do in the morning that's gonna get me where I need to go. And me from 6 months would be doing that every morning, so maybe I need to be doing that. Me in 6 months is going to be talking to themselves really good in the mirror in the morning, so I'm going to do that. Me in 6 months is going to be you know, making those big leaps, so I need to be making those big leaps so that I can become the person that I want to be in 6 months, because it all starts now. It all starts in the present, and to be in the present we have to have an awareness of where our energy is going, and I think that's the guidance there. So yeah, pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the reading and it resonated with you. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.